Hi, my name's Stuart. My employees have been using the same computers now for the last 5 years, but they're starting to complain a lot. How often do I need to upgrade their technology?
5 years? They're working on dinosaurs. Technology is like dog years, Val, isn't it?
True, I know. 5 years is a long, long time. I don't know.
Okay, in 5 years, just give us a rough rule of thumb of how much more computing power would be in that box that you bought 5 years ago compared to if you bought one today.
I think 5 years is probably a good 3 to 4 times more power today than back then in terms of processing power, graphics power, hard disk speeds, all of those types of things.
Wow. And prices for that extra power really haven't changed that much from 5 years ago.
You can probably get more processing power now than what you spent back then. So prices haven't skyrocketed or anything like that. There's really some amazing power for the dollar these days.
Yeah, and I reckon it's important for business owners not to just focus on the box. Focus on the people driving the box, which are your staff. And I read some research the other day saying nothing is worse for culture or staff morale than one of your staff using worse technology that you've got than they've got at home. Because it says to them, well, I'm not valued. I have a better computer than this at home and I'm getting frustrated at work. Absolutely. It's huge for culture.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's demoralizing having to go into work knowing that you've got a faster machine at home, you're wasting time, you're less efficient, you want to get more things done, number one. And secondly, employers need to think about mobile computing. I mean, letting your staff work from home, they don't have to drive in at a busy time, they can get work done at home on good machines. All of these things really just improve, their quality of lives, and if they're happier, they're more productive, and then you're happier as a business owner.
What about the bottom line cost savings to a business from improving your tech?
Well, I mean, just from having the latest equipment alone, in terms of reducing support costs, it can reduce it by 50%. And that's huge. I mean, if you think about that, at the end of the day, that's a lot of savings, not having to get IT in, spend money on all that kind of stuff.
And also they're more power efficient too, aren't they?
They're more power efficient, so you can even reduce your overhead for your electricity bills.
Yeah.
They're just more efficient machines, less time to process, video edits or just booting up in the morning, for example.
Okay, so we've ticked off 2 here, which is good for staff morale and culture, good for your bottom line in terms of saving on power and maintenance and making staff more efficient. But also what it says about your company, not only to staff, but customers, if you're using terrible technology. It sort of basically says, hey, they're not really with it.
Yeah, I mean, perception matters. It really does. I mean, imagine walking into a shop and they're using technology that's 10 years old, Like you think, what are these guys doing? They're behind the times, and you want to portray that you're on the cutting edge, that you're thinking, you're innovative. And I think that's an important thing that shouldn't be overlooked.
And customer expectations now expect you to have good technology. They really notice the bad technology.
Especially when they see those big beige boxes and those big square monitors, they think, God, what are we back in the 1990s again?
Yeah,
So it can really matter just off the bat, just a top level perception from your customers.
So your business reputation, your staff culture, your bottom line, and most importantly, efficiency. It's really a no-brainer.
Yeah. And to that point, upgrading your machines can increase productivity by 2.5 times. So think about the savings just there in terms of getting work done faster, freeing up your team to do, more work for more clients.
Yeah. So your staff aren't complaining in a whinging sort of way. They're actually probably the best incentive for you to do something about it.